Welcome back, everybody. My name is Lucas, and I break down virtual reality apps, games, and experiences to help you build better VR. Now, today I'm going to be breaking down Crysis VRigade. Crysis VRigade is a first-person shooter that you play as a SWAT team in two different levels right now on the Quest. Two different levels as a bank heist and a port dock. And your objective is to kill all the bad guys and not die in 7 minutes, because that's 7. So, this game is extremely high-paced, very energetic, lots of motion, and while it does require a little bit of space, it's not that space-consuming. And all of the games that I play are done on the Oculus Quest. So with every experience that I break down, I score it on a number of criteria to get an ultimate immersion score. What is that criteria? I'll show you. As I play the game, I'm going to break down each of these categories into how immersive they are. And these categories are locomotion, proportions and sizing. Basically, how big are things in relation to me? Do they feel real? Proximity, how close are things to me? There's interactivity. So how much can I interact with either my environment or with non-player characters and other players if it's a multiplayer experience? How does the game or experience onboard me so I know how to use and what my objectives are? How do I play the game? What my controls are? Those types of little onboarding tips. Exploration. How much can I explore the environment that I'm in? How do I know that I've discovered new things? Audio and sounds. Physics. Do the physics change in this game, or do they feel very realistic? Controls. How easy are the controls to learn, understand, and use? What do the visuals look like in terms of literal aesthetics, colors, lighting? What are the signals and cues that I get as a user that are either deliberate or subconscious cues in what's going on with the game? And then lastly, menus. How do I just navigate around the settings and administrative part of the experience? All of that leads into this really crappy acronym that I've made called VR is Someplace. So, with my VR is Someplace acronym that I'm going to be testing everything out, let's dive into the game. So, the interesting thing about Crysis VRigade is that unfortunately it's not available on Quest. So I had to side quest it in. You have to get side quest and port it in using their APK, which I can show you, and I can link to how I did it if you want to get it for your application or your Quest. But you have to go to Library and Unknown Sources, and then once you've got it, you can open up Crysis VRigade.
Welcome to Crysis VRigade. Reload your weapon and start your mission.
Okay, so I have played this game before, but the very first thing to remember with any situation is you have to imagine that you are dropping a player into a world where they did not fall asleep in. So imagine if you fell asleep in your room and then woke up somewhere else. That is what's happening. So with that being said, here I'm in a new world and I'm kind of looking around and I'm like, okay, what can I do? Now, the interesting thing is because this is not native, the grab function is not the Oculus grab buttons, but is these. As you can see, as I pull the trigger here, my hands move accordingly. So grab your weapon. I can see that it's on my hip. This I love because things, they don't quite feel proportional to what the size they would be. However, the proximity of the tools that I need is right here, which is perfect. My body does look a little fatter than I would like, but you know, whatever. So I can grab my gun. Cool. If I let it go, I don't drop it, which is good. That's actually something that a lot of people mistake. When you grab the grip and you have to hold on to it, that can be confusing at times. But what just happened is that button ejected the magazine, the grip button. So now let me grab the other magazine here, which I like, and it says put it in. I also like that I don't have to be super specific. It's just a macro movement. And the same thing here, grab it. Okay. So from an onboarding perspective, the instructions that were basically given to me on how to use the weapons here, I think should be broken apart. So instead of me being in this world where I'm trying to like look at everything and see where I'm at, and then simultaneously do this, could have been easier, or just as easy, to split this part and then have me go into some sort of practice area where I can shoot a couple of targets to kind of get the feel, and then dump me into the menu. That way I'm not looking around and trying to do this at the same time. Minus the pancake menus that we've got here, all flat screens, which, I mean, seriously, as a developer, you really got to think about something different. You can't just flat screen everything all the time. This could have literally been as simple as me being here and dialing a police radio, or being on a police computer. If you're going to do screens that are examples of the real world, like computers. But anyway, so far the controls seem pretty straightforward. This menu actually lets me choose which activity that I'm going to be doing, that I literally had no idea was there until I was like halfway through the game. He said something. Let me play it again.
A smuggler group are trying to take money from the black market through the port. Don't let them do it, and don't let their boss escape. The air units confirm the presence of an helicopter. Stop it.
Okay, I do like that aspect of it's a creative way to use the radio to communicate things to me, because it sounds like it's coming from a walkie-talkie. But anyway, I don't want to stay here for too long, so let's go ahead. Let's do the central bank heist, and let's do rookie. Still sounds like I'm in the old room. Now I'm somewhere else, because the sound changed. What's beautiful about this number right here and the sounds is I'm brought into a world where I'm immediately trying to duck. One of the things that this game does well that people didn't realize was that the sound of the windshield breaking here was actually a cue to me that things break. So the sounding of that, and then the sound of the bullets flying past my head, if he doesn't hit me. Oh, he's distracted. Let's see if I can get him. This is really hard. I do like this. So if I just do this and single-hand it, my bullets go everywhere. But if I have my hands together, my accuracy increases. That is a nifty little piece here. Now I'm looking around. Okay. This is cool too, because I love the fact that I can shoot through the car, which is exactly what I would want to do in real life. And this car actually feels roughly about the size of what a car would be. So proportions-wise here feels pretty good. Let me take a half a step back.
What's wrong, rookie? Check it. Start firing.
That, I don't know exactly, could have been done better. This is the frustrating part here. So one of the things that I had mentioned in other games was that because I teleported from there to here, I don't know what this error is. I haven't been able to figure it out. The transition from over there to here, it's done in a teleportation fashion, and because of that, I lose context as to where I am. So if I was able to evaluate this whole space here before I'm having to shoot at these people, it would make me at least feel a little bit more like I know what's going on in the space that I've got. Okay, that's tough when it really comes down to it. For the first person that's doing it, this is very, very difficult. It might have been better to have more levels that have fewer people in it in order to get the hang of it, because if you die here, you gotta restart, and that's a real pain in the ass. The challenging thing here is that I don't really know what the differences are. I mean, for the sake of the game, it doesn't really matter, but let's just say the meeting room. Again, the teleportation really throws me off. The time, though, I do like the time. That really gives me a sense of, oh shit. It does give me a sense of the magnitude and the stressful environment aspect. But so here, I'm running out of ammo. I do, again, the gross motor movements are great. And locomotion-wise, there's no moving with the actual, where am I? There's no moving with the actual controllers here, which is good, because it's just the space that I'm in. And so I can come up.
This one will not say anything else. Do you think he is dead?
I'll get into those little bonuses here in a second. So Locomotion, I think, has done really, really well with this game. This is another one where I know I'm... Oh, shit. These are really hard to understand what's going on, but thankfully, it really lets you move fast. So I've played this a handful of times, as you can see. But again, so the cues here, I didn't realize were there. But these objects, see, I didn't realize there was this much space, quote unquote, behind me. And so I feel really cramped in here. But anyway, we'll go on to the next level that I'll get into here in a second. What I do like here is that I can see this guy right in front of me. Let me back up here. I can see him right through the little cracks, and I can kill him. And I want this other weapon. These little bonus cues, the interaction with the environment here, those weren't as intuitive as I was liking, but I almost missed them because they stay for so short of a period of time. Now, I am really stuck behind this, and I'm crouching again, which I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do. So let me go, oh, yeah, see, that's a, oh. This is super stressful, but it definitely feels like my heart rate is accelerated. I feel like I'm here. That's what's the craziest part about this. See, this aspect of having the dude right in front of you, I get is, it's not really quite fair because it goes back to that whole aspect of me entering. See, again, I don't realize any of this is here or that I came in this way because of the quick teleportation. Now, I'm going to stand up. Oh.
Have you seen that?
Okay.
30 seconds left. Reload your weapon.
See, that disappeared before I even got a chance to reload. But I've got 30 seconds. There's no way I'm going to win. I'm going to die here, but... See, that's not cool in the sense of I got twice. Game over in the 2 seconds that I was there, so...
You have failed. Return your badge and your weapon.
The guy on the intercom is hilarious, though. But let's just go back to base. Okay, let's just kind of take a breather, digest what's happening. Okay, interesting stats. I didn't really see that last time. He used 314 bullets. That is impressive. 7 hostages. Oh, damn, I killed a lot of hostages. I don't know if I killed them, but somebody did. Anyway, so as I was going through this, there was a lot of little things. Anyway, there's a lot of little things that were frustrating. But overall, what I will say is that when you're in it, I'm in it. I am really trying to kill these people. I am really trying to not get hit. And because of that, some of the context of the game gets lost. The controls, super easy. It's literally 5 controls. I can grab the gun. I can, grab a magazine, reload the magazine, drop the magazine, cock the slide, fire. It's like 5 controls that I have to learn. And then, obviously aiming and whatnot. Oh, see, the ammunition does fall out kind of easily, but that's user error more than anything. I'm trying to think of so I talked about some of the cues, the window shattering, the bullets flying past me. Those are really good cues to let me know, hey, high stress, the environment's interactive, and we'll see that in here in the port ambush in a second. But the one thing that I was going to mention, it was the interactivity of the environment. The port ambush, which we'll go here in a second, shows a lot more of it, but which could have been added into the central bank heist. But let's go ahead and go. I do rookie because I like having 3 lives and not dying as soon as I start. And this is a big crouch game too. That wasn't one thing that I wish I could stand up just a little bit more and not have to crouch and duck so much. But I'm telling you, I love the shooting, the sounds before the game's even started. So now I'm in a truck. So here I can shoot the supplies and I can get myself. Okay, getting shot twice before the level even hardly starts. Okay, that is something that needs to be fixed.
Only professionals should try to complete this mission.
I guess I'm not a professional then. Okay, okay. Whew, this is tough. Let's go to the entrance.
Advance to the next area.
So there's a supply drop here, which was really fun. This is something that we'll see here in a second. The wood is actually interactive. Oh, now I gotta crouch again.
Start to hurry up.
Oh, oh,
Ammunition, you're not useful.
oh.
Are you going to kill me?
We were staring at each other. Oh, what's going on here? Oh no! Oh,
You should honor their sacrifice.
oh damn! Everything's falling apart. Oh no! There's more people. I got him.
Just one more.
See, even that. So the thing is that these objects feel like they're much farther away. Oh, got lucky there. Let's go to the driveway. I do like the immersion of the scene that's happening. It really adds to the kind of craziness that's going on. It's like, oh shit. Again, here's another SWAT scene where I'm trying to not die. Oh shoot, I'm really far away now. Oh. Okay. Oh, you serious? Oh, come on. I'm basically squatting again. Not even squatting, I'm trying to not... Ow. Yeah, that was a poor execution of it because I'm basically squatting. And if I don't have the ability to squat, or if I'm not physically capable of doing it, that's really hard. Oh, damn it. See, there's a whole city that I'm in that I love, but I lose the context of it because I'm in this... Ah! See, okay, here's where the world gets interactive, and we'll see this here in a second, but this wood actually breaks down, which is a neat little twist. Oh, I missed it. Oh, am I dead? Oh, but you can see how the wood breaks down, which I do like. It really adds to it, but... Department values my effort, appreciate it. Let me just go back to base one more time. Let's see if we can break down some of these components in the game. This is a hard one to break down because there's so much going on. One of the things that I was talking about was the environment interactivity. Now, in this case, the first level here, our bank heist, only had the little bonuses. So it was the time stall, the other weapons, extra health, which was really nice. But in the port ambush, oh, ran out of bullets. There was all of that plus additional supplies. We didn't get into it, but there's explosives. And actually, I'll go ahead and I'll try to do that one so you can see the explosives happening. There's this cutscene where the truck is blowing up. So there's a lot more action that's happening in that one scene that I wish was in the bank heist one. Come on. Oh. Okay. Whew. This, I will tell you though, man, this is, okay. So here's another bad one where, you know, I'm kind of stuck behind this wall and I feel like I can't do anything except for I can shoot between here, which is a little unrealistic, but one thing that I'm trying to do here is shoot those barrels. But then I ended up getting shot in the meantime. Oh, he's right there. Well, at least I got an AK. The one thing I forgot to mention, the two-handed grip here, this is actually, oh, come on. Seriously? The two-handed grip action, I'll just show you, doesn't work very well. So, these games are really hard. It actually took me probably 15 to 30 tries to actually get to the end of the actual central bank heist. I haven't even finished the port ambush yet. But regardless, so it looks like I got a new high score. This, unfortunately, is an atrocity. I get the whole point of, I'll shoot my name. Oh, let me backspace. Which is part of the dynamic of here. But this could have literally been as simple as, if I'd already had the police scanner or a computer here that let me pick the objectives, it could have been as simple as another keyboard that I could press. I mean, this is as best as they could do, so I get this. At the very least, bring this closer to me to show that and make it. I mean, I say that, but at the same time, I'm looking at it and like, okay, it's optional. I don't want to force the user to do it. They can. It's for fun, and it does still use the same keyboard dynamic of keyboard dynamic of like the point and click. It just happens to be using the gun. So for what it is, it's actually not an atrocity. I take that back. I just hate flat menus. It's try to fix those. Let's see what our settings look like. Mode, manual, auto. So I don't know what that does. And mapping, I don't know what that is either. So that needs to be fixed. English communication. So this is making me really tall, which is not true, and it's got me at the shortest setting, which, that's actually probably about accurate for what it is, because I'm not that tall anyway. But let me close out of this. That's all that I've got for you. The last thing that I wanted to mention... Oh, got to optimize the resources. Let me take this off. Oh, I love the Oculus hair and then the VR face. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was the visuals. So the visuals were deliberately low fidelity. The characters had really big heads. That was actually sort of funny, but also helped with the dynamic of the shooting. But thankfully, from the visuals perspective, there actually was a really nice and pretty world. The lighting, it was extremely bright, so I could see everything. There was some difficulties with the contrast, like the little in-game bonuses, like the timepieces. They could have had a little bit more contrast to see them. Maybe make them a little bit bigger. Also, maybe make them stay for 2 or 3 seconds longer so that I could actually reload and get to it if I wanted to. This is a perfect game that instead of being a buy the game, it should definitely be a pay for upgrades game, because I would 100% buy a bigger magazine. I'd pay $2 to get a bigger magazine so I could keep playing. Obviously, there needs to be more levels and whatnot. Or if I could upgrade my gun in any way, shape, or form. Little things that this game has a lot of great things that are going for them. So, looking at our VR is someplace. What is our final immersion score? Drumroll, please. 9 out of 10. Why, you might ask? The only things that really keep this from having a perfect score, I think, are, one, the visuals are low fidelity, so I don't feel like it's a real place, which kind of takes away from the experience. 2, the distance dilation, so things that are farther away feel very far away. And if there's a way to create an algorithm that basically scales objects proportional to their distance away from you. So it's 1 scale when you're like less than 3 feet away, and maybe 1.2 or 1.3 scaled when it's, at a certain distance. That would actually help with the scale of the dynamics of the game. Because objects that are not really that far feel like they're really far. Kind of like when you're looking at a camera and you're taking a picture of an object that feels close, but the camera makes it look like it's way far away. And then the last thing is those little awkward transitions of the teleporting. Because I'm getting teleported into that next level, I don't feel like I am actually moving there. It feels like I'm watching somebody do that, but then when I'm put in that level, I feel like I'm back against a wall, despite the fact that there's a lot of space that's virtually around me. And so I feel cramped. Even in the port ambush, I still felt that little bit of like, oh shit, like I've got nowhere to go. And I mean, there's the physical space aspect that's tough as well. But if the way that could have been mitigated, in my opinion, is if they just showed the user walking there without doing the clip jumps and forced the user to look at the watch. Because while I didn't show it, the watch actually shows the time that you have left. Aside from that though, this game really does a lot of things really well. Simple controls, simple objective, shoot the bad guys. High stress, really, deliberately low fidelity. And while I will say that that was a negative, it's also a positive in this case because I'm not focused on really trying to take in the scene in terms of, oh wow, look at all these pretty colors. I'm taking in the scene more to get a bearing of where I am and then honing in on my objective of killing the bad guys. This isn't, like Half-Life Alyx's trailer where everything is hyper detailed and I want to look at everything because the fidelity is so high. But the immersion in this case, in this game, was top-notch, and the design choices to simplify things, make the objective very straightforward, controls very straightforward, the interaction and bonuses being very simple as well, really well done, and just the high-pressure, high-stress environment. While I do wish I could have stood up a little bit more, being forced to crouch every once in a while really throws in that big element of like, hey, you're really getting shot at, duck your head. Aside from that though, that's all I've got. If you're building a VR experience, remember, VR is someplace. I don't know where, but it's someplace. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to review any other VR experiences that you've got. What I've got next on the list is actually Gravity Sketch, so I look forward to getting that out for you. I'm always looking for improvements, so if you have anything that you'd love to share, please let me know. Until next time, game on. 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 One of those should work, right?